Hello and welcome. My name's Dan. I'm with 10 Moon House doing live readings tonight. If you're just now joining me, say hello in the comments section. This is open request. If you have anything going on in your life that you need some direction or just some answers to, that's what I'm here for. I'm here to present my gifts to the world to assist you on your journey. So tonight I am working with the Heaven and Earth Tarot, the Golden Art Nouveau Tarot. That's just the major arcana. Usually use those for collective reads. In the comment section, there's a link where you can go and check out the options that I have to choose from. Hey Bear, welcome in. This is one of the decks. This is an herbal deck. The option is herbal tea, and it shows what herbs are great for you to use right now on your journey. Mystical crystal, that's the other option. We can look and see what crystals are great for you to use. One of my favorite decks. Love to use crystals to enhance my journey. And I've got the Moonology and the Moonology Manifestation. These are great to give you insights, great to give you confirmation and direction. Also have the Elemental Oracle. Really beautiful deck to use to see what elements are great for you to use right now. All right, so hopefully get a few people in tonight. And I just got an itch. All right. I'm gonna copy a link here. Thank you, Team Hypsee. Ooh, we got some energy coming out already. Pentacles, Eight of Pentacles, Moon. Okay. All right. So this message is for whoever may be joining in or after the live. So someone has really experienced a lot of great luxury in their life. They've worked well and they've worked hard to get it. But now they're at a point where you're at a point where it's not really working. And I saw this same energy a couple weeks ago. It's like transitioning out of one way of being into another. And instead of just following suit with the way society wants you to operate, this is you stepping into your passion and really honing in on the things that you really want to bring into your life. Even if you have to take a pay cut or downgrade a little bit, however, always say, if you follow your passions, you'll never work a day in your life. So, whoever that's for, and you need some direction or some assistance in getting you to that place of operating from your passion or into your passion, book a session with me. I'd be glad to work with you. I did put a post out on Facebook to get some people to join in. Hopefully, get some new YouTube people as well. If you're joining me, say hi in the comment section. Doing live open request readings tonight. Click the Hypsee link in the comment section to book a reading. Also, am taking donations if anything resonates with you. And if you just want to support, be glad to do that. You can do that through two methods. If you go to the Hypsee, excuse me, the Hypsee platform, and there's a place to donate. You can also donate to my Cash App at Tin Man House. All right. Let's see what other energies are going on right now. Okay. Knight of Swords. Someone's making a decision, going straight towards it, cutting through all the BS. You've got lots of clarity, perception change, a newfound look on things, and also this is helping you to overcome obstacles, burning the bridges that burning bridges of toxicity here to get to your um, true affection. So uh, if this is for you and you need some need to look further into it, book a reading with me. I also do private sessions, usually Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday in between the live sessions. I am here on Facebook. They're on Facebook Mondays at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, here on Thursdays, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Any requests out there? What's everybody got going on? And in the Hypsee link, there's probably about 10 to 12 different options to choose from. I mentioned a few earlier, but there's those are with the decks. But if you've got a career that you're working in and you need some, see if that's still working or a great place to stay, or if you need to move on to something else, that's called Career Dear. We've got Lover, Quick Discover. If things have shifted in your connections, relationships, and you need some look to see what the energies are happening there, we can look into that. I know things kind of shift sometimes with dynamics and leave you feeling confused and unsure, but this will give you clarity to help you out. I also do dream interpretations. You know, a lot of times we all have dreams, and they're usually done in the form of metaphors, symbols, and if you know they're not always easy to decipher on your own. So that's where I can come in and look and see what the dream actually means. Because sometimes they do resemble things in your waking life, but you're like, okay, well, what does this mean in my waking life? And that's where this works and happens. I've got a past, present, future. There's a question quickie. If you've got anything on your mind, any kind of question out there that you want answered, that's a great one to select. And I also have the big shift. If you have anything shifting in your life and it feels uncertain, you're not sure where things are going to be heading, we can look into those energies and give you clarity on that. Okay. Let's get a collective card here. I've got to get a different table. This keeps shaking. I'm so sorry. I know this is like really shaky. Hopefully, I'll get to work on that this weekend. Get a different little setup here. But if you don't know me, I'm Dan. I have 10 plus years experience in the and natural health arena, work in many different modalities. I've assisted a lot of clients on their journeys, helping them become the best version of themselves, and that's one of my rewards is to see people become a greater version. And it takes work. It takes you doing the work. I'm just here to assist. I activate the things within you to heal and give you lots of tools to utilize, encouragement, motivation, all those things too. So, and I use tarot to work with a lot of different things, but I'm also divinely channel messages for you. So let's get a collective card. What's going on for this weekend for the collective? Things feel a lot smoother this week. Last 2 weeks have just felt so fiery and tense, and there's a lot of pressure. Feels like you're just about to burst. So now things are kind of calming, and we had a lot of planetary lineups that were creating that tension and pressure. That's starting to dissipate. Most of the time, those things are temporary. Other times, they feel like they're just going to last forever and ever, but it's just temporary. So let's see. All right, there's going to be a lot of contemplation, going back and forth between two things, weighing the pros and cons of different options. There's also a level of patience here because a lot of times we get impatient and we want to get to the end of the journey or the season, but we gotta take the steps and learn the things we need to learn in order to get to that place. So patience, patience, patience. Let's get one more card for the collective. And if you're joining me, say hi in the comments section. If you'd like a little mini read, let me know. I can do a one card pull for free. Let's get one more card. All right, here's the moon. So there's a lot of things that are going to be coming up that may have been mysterious for a while, but now there's some light being shed on the situations that you're dealing with. You're getting some intuition, maybe some foresight, but the moon reveals a lot of things to us at a deeper level, sometimes at a subconscious level too. But things can be revealed, things can be clarified, even through different moon cycles, because the moon does have its own consciousness, and the moon going through different cycles will, uh, there's you got to think about it: new moon, first quarter, fourth quarter, full moon. So each stage has a different meaning, a different phase. And I know we just got out of the new moon, so the moon is starting to wax. Things are building up. Things are taking momentum. And that's also a time for the revelation of things that have been hidden for a while. So, moon, moon, moon. This is also about bringing balance too. Uh, yeah, that's all I'm getting from that. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All right, I'm going to look at some elements. What kind of elements are we working with this week? And anybody out there, if you have anyone that needs some guidance on a journey that they're working through, or yourself, I'll be glad to send them my way. I'll be glad to assist them, give them the tools, give them the clarity. So let's see what elements the collective will be working with this weekend. Like I said, I'm sensing a really calmer weekend, whereas previous ones may have felt a little tumultuous and haven't been able to rest or relax. It's just like, oh, I got this to do and that to do. I got this to caught up and that to get caught up. So, um, what element? Show me divine. Here we are. This keeps coming out. I keep picking this one for some reason. It's like, can I get some new cards? But this is about this is the element of rain. So that actually is kind of fitting because we've just been in some very fiery energy the last 2 weeks. And honestly, it feels like longer because we did have that Mercury retrograde period back in February, ending through March and to the 1st of April. But then we had that other planetary, the Aries stellium, which created so much intense fires. It's like, oh, we need some hydration. So this is a great time to go to the pool, go to a creek, go to the beach, get some, get some refreshing water energy into your field. And even if it rains where you're at, go stand out in it. It's a great time to cleanse. Rain is very cleansing. It just cleanses out all the old energy that needs to be cleared away. Okay. Let's get another element. What other element? All right, clarity. This is the mountain element. So a lot of times, if you've ever traveled or gone to the mountains, think about what you experience when you go there. There's always a saying, the higher the elevation, the higher to the higher realms, the divine God, and that's where you can receive insights, clarity, anything like that. I live on a mountain here in Alabama, and this is kind of like a retreat where I can come to and just get clarity and a retreat from life and just be able to hone in on things. It's kind of like being a shaman on the mountain that comes down to heal the people in the valleys and the cities. All right. And there's also a quietness to mountains, especially if there's snow there. Snow is another element in this deck, and that usually indicates a calm stillness. So being calm and still, that's what the element really resembles. Okay. Let's look at some crystals. All right, what crystals will be great for the collective to use this weekend? What crystal? Dioptase, very nice. This is a very great heart healing stone. It is a little bit pricey, but it's worth it. I think I have a couple pieces. I've used it before for heart healing. It really regenerates the heart. Anything you've dealt with that's been weighing heavy on the heart, this helps to release it, especially from relationships, any situation that's been tumultuous, arguments, just things that's left you feeling like there's a knot in your heart, not in your chest, right? So use some dioptase, that'll help to heal. Wear it for a few days, you'll start to see a significant difference in the weight being lifted off of your heart. So, and I think the collective really needs that because we've been through most people have just been through a lot of heartbreak and hell and high water. But this weekend is a great time to just heal, heal that because I feel like in the next week to 2 weeks we're going to be moving forward in a very positive way. And the universe is asking us to hold on to things that aren't serving you, that aren't serving your higher purpose. So it's time to let go of anything that's been weighing heavy. Very nice. Let's get one more crystal. Okay, pre-night. And this is so fitting because this is a great stone to help you declutter. And, as we're in springtime, depending on where you're at in the northern hemisphere, sometimes weekends can be yucky in northern states until it becomes really summertime. And it's like, okay, well, this weekend's not the right time to clear out my garage or attic or basement or whatever, but this weekend's going to be perfect. So if you've been um, trying to plan to clear stuff out, to move things out, this is the stone to help you assist you do that. And it is good to clear out clutter, clear out things that you're holding on to that you don't really need because it allows the space to be open for you to receive new things that do enhance and benefit your life. This is also associated with the heart as well. Now, it's not necessarily a heart healer, but it can bring a little bit of joy and harmony. Um, and I do feel like a lot of times, if you've got things heavy on you, it prevents you from doing tasks, from doing the things that you really want to do because you're kind of bogged down with it, right? So you use dioptase first to kind of clear that out, and then use this one to help you declutter. You're going to be better off. I have heard of prenup being used to connect and communicate with um, benevolent entities. So if you believe in that or not, doesn't matter. But I have heard it being used to contact ETs. Because some of them are here to guide us. They're here to protect us too. But anyway, that's prenup. Also greatly paired with tektite. That'll enhance the connection. All right, that's the crystals for the weekend. Let's get some more tarot. How's everybody doing tonight? Anything going on in your life that feels a little unsure, or anything popping up? I'm gonna check a couple things. Take a refreshment break. Try the new Bay, blueberry flavored. That should be a There should be a person that does commercials. I've always wanted to. I would love to have done acting. Also play piano and sing. I don't sing that much, or not for public, but I have played piano. So who else here? Let's see what energies are in the mix. Who needs to hear a message? Okay, someone has had an obstacle in a relationship. It's kind of like someone has pulled away, but now they've returned. They're open and ready to reveal what's been weighing on them, what made them kind of pull back. And now there's effort coming in for this connection, and it is creating a new foundation on which to thrive on. There also may have been a money issue that kind of created a block. So if that resonates, take that as it does. And if you're in this similar situation, book a reading. We can look into that and see how things are going to transpire. me check. All right, let's get some participation. What's everybody going through? A lot more fun when people participate. Okay. That was a conundrum of cards. Messages, messages, messages. What's coming through? Okay, someone out there has been trying to be of support to another person, whether it be a partnership or just someone special in your life, and they're not really they're not really listening. They're not really taking the heed, taking the direction or concern, because you're offering, whoever you are, you're offering lots of support here. You're communicating that you're there to support them, but this person isn't really, they're not really they're not really listening. And it's kind of like they've shut their ears because they don't want to listen. They want to listen to what they've got going on. They want to listen to their own mind. But that's not. It's because there's something that they're hanging on to. Let's look further into that. So there's a manifestation energy with the other person. Okay. Wow. So this other person has someone else they're trying to manifest. So this feels very relationship oriented. Um, it's you're there giving, you're there showing up, giving 100%, but they've got someone else on their mind. They're manifesting someone else. That's sad. Okay, whoever this is for, you gotta let this person go because that's not gonna work. You've been trying also to bring, show up, show up, show up, but a lot of times that doesn't necessarily help the connection. Sometimes you have to pull away a little bit. Because if you're mothering, you could be smothering. So if you're giving too much too much attention, too much towards this person, and they're not reciprocating, and they're not giving you back what you've put into it, it's time to let this go. It's time to move on. If that's you and you need some help getting through this, book a session with me. I'll be glad to assist you. That was pretty deep. And I think we all may have been there before at some point where we put so much effort into a connection that the other person just wasn't there 100%. They had their mind on someone else. It's a that's not a fun place to be, but it happens. But we always come out on top when greater things come along and take its place. All right. What else is going on in what other energies can we pick up on? Who needs a message? Okay. Someone is ready for a new beginning. Somebody wants to move away from either a family or even a partner. But I'm seeing divorce here. Someone's had a revelation that this connection isn't really for them. And I see moving away. Let's look further. Yes, this is, I've got two moving cards here. It's like you're rolling out of wherever you're at, because whatever energy you're in, it's not serving. It's not helping you. It's not working. Okay, that's the second one in a row. Some little deep energy here. Hmm. But if that's you and you need some direction, book a session with me. All right, so let's get into the zodiac signs for the weekend. Start with Aries. What's going on with Aries this weekend? I should say. We do Mondays on Facebook, zodiacs for the week, and this is going to be for the weekend. What's going on with Aries? The sign of Aries this weekend. Okay, so from what I've sensed is with the Aries stellium that we just had, all those planets that were in Aries, it really affected the sign of Aries very strongly. And now that things are starting to dissipate, Aries just kind of wants to retreat, kind of wants to go on vacation, go somewhere, get away from their current situations. So I see some travel here. People getting to the beach, getting to the lake, um, and some may actually be preparing for moving into a specific place as well. But I do see some grounded energy happening with Aries. I do see some passion building, where things have been so intense. Now it's time to find a place to release. All right, that's Aries for the weekend. What's going on with Taurus? Show us the sign of Taurus for the weekend. All right, so Taurus, this weekend you are focusing on staying grounded. You're focused on some really the loved ones in your life, going to do things. And I do feel like some Tauruses are going to be protecting their energy, and you may experience a little bit of boredom this weekend, but I don't think I think it's just kind of you taking a step back and just chilling out. Not much happening for Taurus, but kind of low key weekend. All right, let's look at Gemini for the weekend. What's going on with Gemini for the weekend? Okay, looks like a lot of the signs already are just there's some movement happening. I'm just really really just sensing a lot of like need for vacation, need for vacation. I need a vacation. So this is also prevalent with Gemini. Waiting, wanting to take a trip. But in the meantime, there is a focus on spiritual things, spiritual values, moving away from the things that aren't emotionally serving, making decisions, and actually putting some things behind you, like putting an end to certain things that are no longer giving you what you deserve. You're ready for a clean slate. So Gemini's, that clean slate is on the horizon. All right, let's look at Cancer, Cancerians, Moonchild. What's going on with Cancer for the weekend? What can Cancers expect? Okay, so this weekend, Cancerians are going to be focusing on home situations. Cancers are typically homebodies anyway, but I really hadn't seen this energy for a few weeks. Seems like, most Cancerian energy has just been on the go, on the go, on the go, on the go, on the go. And now it's like, now's the time to just focus on relaxing in your home space. But the warning is don't get caught up in focusing on past issues because that's going to ruin your weekend. The best thing to do is focus on the now, focus on um, filling your cup up, staying true to yourself. Let's get one more. And finding time to soak up some sunshine. So, very chill weekend for Cancers. Yeah, focusing on some home things, probably doing some chores, duties, responsibilities, getting things caught up. I feel like some of the Cancer collective was just put things off for a while because there's just been too much going on. So now this is a great weekend to get caught up. And as we looked in the a couple of decks, it was talking about clearing out clutter. So this will be a great weekend to clear out all that old stuff that you've been meaning to do. It's going to be a beautiful weekend. Bring some stuff to the curb, set it out, get rid of old stuff. Although Cancerians have a hard time letting go of things they've collected, but honestly, once you let go of those things, there's quite a liberating feeling. It's like it frees that space up. Because if you hold on to too much stuff, you're not allowing space for new things to come in, and that goes for anything and anybody. So that was for Cancer. Let's look at Leo. What's going on with Leo this weekend? And the moon is in Leo right now. Just moved into Leo today. So Leo energy. When the moon's in Leo, it's always very pleasant and warm and inviting, and just like a time to just really tap into your inner child. So, and you don't have to be a Leo to do that. It goes for everyone. All right, so the sign of Leo, you're releasing some burdens, some things that have been weighing heavy. And this ties in a little bit with a connection. So there may have been some really strong, heavy energy with a connection here, but you are you're not focusing on that this weekend. You are working on ideas to make, let's just say, I think, more money. So an avenue of revenue. Coming up with ideas to enhance your bank account. I do feel like some Leos have been in that fire energy. Most of the fire signs feel the fire all the time anyway. However, with the last 2 weeks, it's been very intense. So now it's time to find some water to refresh, cool down. You also might be spending some time near a lake or a body of water. All right, that's Leo. Next is Virgo. What's going on with Virgo for this weekend? Okay, Virgo is going to be focusing on or really healing some really heavy heart energy here. You may have been dealing with a soulmate, but I see this, or I'm sorry, the Page of Wands here. That's burning through some of that, so you're not stuck in the disposition of feeling pity. Not in that pity energy. You might be Virgos might be seeking out some type of pleasure this weekend and finding people that can, ring their bell. So, yeah, and just kind of observing. Let's get a clarity on that one. Yeah, looking for a partner, looking for someone that's gonna give them the satisfaction. So I do see some travel here as well, getting out of your city, going other places, connecting with other people. That's for Virgo for the weekend. All right, next is Libra. What's going on with the sign of Libra this weekend? Okay. I feel a little bit of moodiness happening with the Librans this weekend. It's like you're going to be hot and cold. You're going to be fiery, then watery. And this is it's gosh, it's going from one extreme to the next here. Maybe out of balance. And Libras are about balance, but if you're out of balance, you're going to find ways to put yourself back into balance. I do also see Librans seeking out some type of spiritual modality, tapping into the soul, also spending time out in the sun. Give me one second. Okay. And so finding time to spending time in the sun, bringing joy back to the life. That's really all I'm getting for Libras this weekend. Next is Scorpio. All right, what's going on with the sign of Scorpio this weekend? What are Scorpios going to be doing, experiencing? All right, so you, Scorpios, you're going to be dreaming of, a special person in your life. I do see, this is a travel card too. We have, interesting, 2 travel cards. Let's get one more, or 2 more. I do see you wanting to, get past any challenges that are preventing you from spending time with someone that you really care about. I feel like there's been a little bit of an obstacle for most Scorpios, but you're coming up with a game plan here, wanting to start a new beginning, a new path. The one that you've been currently on, you've just been kind of on autopilot. So Scorpios on that autopilot, but now you're really like, okay, I'm ready to move into I'm ready to, operate manually instead of autopilot. And you're moving in a new direction, making plans, seeking options, really wanting to come close to the object of your affection. So, very nice. Very nice. All right, that was Scorpio. Next is Sagittarius. Okay, something for Sagittarians have ended. You've got 3 financial cards here. Something financially this weekend is going to shift for you. And it looks like a time of lack is ending and a time of abundance is beginning. This is going to be wow, 4 Pentacles here. Ace of Pentacles, 7 of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles. So this is, the first card was the 10 of Swords. So that's ending things, ending the end of the struggle. So Ace of Pentacles, new paradigm in money making, financial abundance. 7 of Pentacles. Okay, now that I've got some things coming in here, what can I let go of and what can I bring forward? Queen of Pentacles is being smart about how you're utilizing the money coming through. It's about responsibility, or it's a responsible card, but it's managing resources wisely, money and resources wisely. And then the Knight of Pentacles is making wise investments for long-term benefits, long-term growth. Beautiful. That was really good for Sagittarius. That's such a beautiful energy. Money, money, money. Money. All right, Capricorn. That reading sounded more for like Capricorns, but because they're more all about financial gain and responsibility and all that good stuff. So, see, Capricorns for the weekend. Yep, 1 card about money. So you got money, your mind on your money and your money on your mind. However, I feel like a lot of Capricorns are at this juncture where you haven't been able to really move like you don't have a lot of wiggle room. Things have been tight. And now you're starting to see things in a different way, in a different light. You're moving in a direction that's going to be more financially stable, more grounded. I do see some of you investing in some things that are going to bring in positive returns. Because Capricorns are pretty smart. They know how to wisely do things. They're very hard workers. So the message out that was coming through was honing in on the things that will bring the most benefit in work-wise. So work-wise, you may be working over the weekend, but I do see some new beginnings wanting to happen for a lot of you. I want to get one more for this. Give us an overall. Well, Queen of Pentacles came out. So, yep, you're being more wise with your money, finances, resources. So good for you, Capricorn. Let's look at Aquarius. What's going on with the sign of Aquarius this week? Putting some effort in, maybe being some generous, maybe participating in some charitable events. Some of you actually may be putting together boxes to move, because you're going to be moving. You're going to be moving to a place of, or actually with someone, and I got the King of Cups and Lovers here, so that indicates someone specific. A lot of you Aquarians have been, if I remember in past weeks, have really looked, how do I say it? You've really tried to find the person that makes you tick. And you've found that. Some of you have found that, and you're making that leap. You've got, you know exactly how you want things to go now, because I feel as though a lot of Aquarians they just weren't getting the satisfaction they needed. They weren't getting their cups filled up. So a lot of them have moved. A lot of you Aquarians have moved out of situations that just don't do it for you. They're not serving. They're not reciprocating. And you're finding connections that do. And you know exactly what you're worthy of. So very nice. So once again, that's, traveling away, moving away, whatever. Or just visiting your special person. All right, let's see what's going on with Pisces for the weekend. Pisces, where's everybody at tonight? I went from 7 to 8. Changed it. Pisces. Yeah, so in recent weeks, you've been spending more time with your spouse, your kids, your loved ones, and you did kind of take a break last week, but this weekend you're kind of coming back to that and taking care of duties, responsibilities, taking care of the spending time with the kids, doing some chores. But there is a level of insecurity that'll be popping up. It's kind of like something in your outer external world is shifting. You might not be quite sure how things will go, but I think you're also, gosh, this is every sign has a moving card this weekend. So lots of traveling going to be happening now that things have kind of calmed down in the collective. So for you Pisces, I don't think you're going to try. I think you're going to have like almost like a staycation, not like your house, but you'll kind of stay local, close to home, but a little getaway. So that's a good thing to do. Get a change of scenery. But something's weighing heavy. Let's look at that real quick. What is Pisceans fearing? Some Pisceans are fearing stability, needing to ground your energy. Yep, because when you have any insecurities that pop up or your mind's all over the place, that's because there's not a grounded action. You got to ground your energy. And I think you know that, but it'll click for you over the weekend. It's like, oh, why am I all over the place? Oh, that's right, I'm not grounded. So you Pisceans are going to find that time to ground yourself, and then things will be a lot easier. And I will say that I see a situation where that principle is kind of prevalent, where you're like, oh my gosh, I'm not grounded. But then when you get that grounded energy, you're like, okay, I'm ready to take on anything. And you're like, oh, let's just go on vacation. Let's just take a little trip up the road for the day or overnight. Yeah. Nice. Okay. So anybody else out there that needs some guidance, clarity, answers to questions? We've got about 2 more minutes and then I'm going to close this out. I might head over to Facebook and do a flash read, since there's not a lot of participation on this platform tonight. Anything else I'm guided to do? One herb. Let's see what herb. Let's shuffle this. All right. The herb that popped out is blackberry. Now, if you have any blackberries that are growing out near you or even out in the wild, they're starting to flower out. Now, the flower isn't medicinal, but the berry is. Berries are great for cooling the body. It's also great as a diuretic and a anti-diarrhea aid. It's also good for coughs, even colds. You know, there's been a lot of allergies going on in the air, and even the root can be used. You can use the leaf, make a tea, because I know you can't get blackberries off the vine just yet, but you can find them in stores. Try to get some if you can. Get some. They're very delicious. It's good use for lung infections. If you get any type of bug bite, because the bugs are coming out now. I don't know if you've heard of, they're called no-see-ums, where you feel something crawling on you or kind of like attaching to you, but you can't see it, but you know it's a bug. That's like a invisible or a very translucent bug, and they call them no-see-ums. But just take a little bit of, if you can take any part, root, leaf, crush it up, apply it to the steam. That's a really good old remedy to do. Here's I've never seen this. This is the ritual and lore for blackberry. When collected under certain phases of the moon, blackberries were believed to protect against spells, curses, and other spiritual attacks. And were also used, and were used in this way in ritual. The thorny bushes were often planted around villages and homes to protect against intruders and enemies. Nice little info there, which makes sense because if you've ever gone to pick blackberries, they're very thorny. If you've gone through the brambles, man, they will eat you up. So you got to wear protective layers to keep thick layers to prevent that bramble from sticking you. I've done that before. There's a field up the road. We call it the top 40, and there's wild blackberry that grows out there. And one season yielded like just thousands and thousands of blackberries. And I decided to go out and I layered up really good. But even then, still got, stuck mostly by hand and arms. But it was fun. It was worth it because those blackberries were delicious. They were wild, organic, no pesticides, nothing. So, all right, that was just a little info for you. But that was get you some blackberry. Grow you some blackberry. Yesterday was Earth Day. Doesn't mean you can start planting stuff anytime. So find you a little spot in your garden or next to a fence or a property line. Grow you some blackberry or even some raspberries. All right. I'm going to close with one card. One more message for the night. All right. Whatever has been standing in your way, whatever you have been fearful to overcome, now is the time to jump that fence. Take a leap of faith. You have the power to overcome any obstacle that's in your path. The divine can help you do that. I can help you do that as, I divinely channel messages. So if you've got an obstacle that you need some assistance in getting through, book a session with me. I'll be glad to assist. You can do that through the Hypsee link. I also have a private booking session or a platform, 10moonhouse.square.site, that is in the comments section. Well, not comments, but the bio for this live, and also my bio for my YouTube handle. Follow me on Facebook, 10 Moon House. I'm there Mondays, 8 p.m. Central, here on Thursdays, 8 p.m. Central. I hope everyone has a wonderful night, and I will see you next time. Bye.